Morning, afternoon, and night. It's CBS 42 weather around the clock. Brought to you by Southern Home Structural Specialists. Now, the latest forecast from the CBS 42 Storm Team.
Happy Thursday evening, folks. I'm Storm Team Meteorologist Jacob Woods. Most of us staying dry tonight. Low temperatures around 71 here in the city of Birmingham, but surrounding areas could dip into the upper 60s to lower 70s. Patchy fog for most locations as we go into Friday morning, but of course, like it always does, it will quickly mix out by the mid-morning hours, and a very small threat for rain, mainly over west central Alabama tonight. Futurecast shows the story well. Most of us, no worries about rain at all, but around the wee hours of tomorrow morning into sunrise and into the mid-morning hours, I think we need to watch the Highway 82 corridor and point southwest from there. So Carrollton back over to Tuscaloosa, Brent, Clanton, Gordo area reform. Be on the lookout for maybe some storms to start your Friday. These will be scattered about, maybe push as far east as Alabaster down to Clanton as we go into 8, 9, 10 o'clock on our Friday morning. But the big takeaway tomorrow is that it's a lot less busy of a radar. Any of those afternoon downpours are going to be very spotty, very isolated, and the better threat for this will be points south and west of Birmingham. So that's the area, again, for the afternoon, the Highway 82 corridor to watch for maybe a few of those more stronger, maybe intense storms if we see them forming in the peak heating of the day. I think this model is overdoing the coverage of storms just a little bit for tomorrow, but any given location, even outside of the Highway 82 corridor, could see a very quick downpour on our Friday afternoon. But overall, it's going to be day one of a much drier stretch of weather heading our way for the beginning and middle of next week. As a ridge of high pressure builds overhead, it will limit those daily storm chances, at least just not make the coverage of it so widespread as we've been used to of late. But we are still going to have to plan on maybe a very brief downpour at any given location each and every afternoon over the next 7 days. The heat is the big story, though. High temperatures getting into the lower 90s by tomorrow and going into Friday, but we're talking about by next week getting into the mid 90s there. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's going to be the hottest stretch of weather for us. But at least for Rock the South, we're going to be dry for the most part outside of that isolated threat for a storm, and high temperatures are going to be in the lower 90s for Friday, Saturday. So really make sure to hydrate if you have any plans to be up there, as we're going to be dealing with some very hot conditions. Sunday night over at the Coca-Cola Amphitheater, 7:30, Matt Rife going to be the first opening act there as they completely unveil it, I believe, tomorrow night. So we're going to be seeing very hot weather on Sunday evening to begin going into the start of that show, but right when the sun begins to set, we'll start to see those temperatures respond and cool into the 80s and eventually the 70s. So I mentioned there is at least a threat for rain at any given location each and every afternoon, like we're typically used to in the summer months all the way through the middle of next week. But high temperatures are going to be the bigger talker as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. My goodness, it's going to feel like summer here in the Deep South.